I got SPCB Supercom. I got today's chart, 5-minute candles. So we see a clear spike the last 10 minutes of the day, pretty much from 180, and it closed at 220 at the after hour close, above all the moving averages, with one initial spike in 5 minutes and then dying volume. So we'll go into why and how this played out and how to play this from my perspective. So let's get a further look back. Let's look at the 10-day. So we see this was trading at $1 on the dollar level. Spiked up to about 130, but a lower low. Eventually pushed up again. Ended up spiking all the way to $3. Ultimately failing the bull flag, hitting 180, climbing back up, and got even higher briefly to 308, but later on couldn't get over this 280 level. It found support about 175, 185. So I got all my lines right here already drawn out. So I'm thinking about playing this tomorrow. It's going to be these lines, but let's first go over what happened today. I mean, it's the same thing as my one I went over yesterday with WAFU. So here we go. 1259 line master SPCB, adding a lot more here. Global airport monitoring at airports, venues coming, right? So we come look at the time. That was at 12:59, which was right here. So what this guy did, he bought. This is him loading right here, loading. He posts his things, pumps it up, continues to load, knowing he's gonna intentionally squeeze the shorts, which I'll show you later. He even talks about it, so it's obvious pump and dump, just like WAFU and all the other ones. So it's worth noting the last 13G on this stock is they had about 2 million shares, which was 12%. If you do the math, it's a 16.2 million outstanding shares. Right. FinViz has it at 17.32 million, so somewhere around there. It's pretty low float, especially for the price. That's got a real low market cap. So, but look at this, you get a bigger picture when you see that, but we'll go over that on the real charts. So this is what he posted the link to, a very vague article about airport surveillance that was at 9 a.m. so the stock had never moved at the time of the news. He loads, he posts it to his 12,000 followers that chase his picks religiously. So that's all we're seeing here is a pump. So, but as we see, these people chase it and he forces a squeeze. So let's see that. I'll show you guys. See this? It is super easy to trap a swarm of short sellers. The main reason is they do not ever do research. Just look at the chart. So what he does is he loads. It's a 400,000. He has a lot of money. Maybe he loads it up to here and loads and lures shorts that are gonna jump in because there's no news, there's no catalyst. But even if there is none, he'll just keep buying because he has the money to do it. So, and then he'll just pat himself on the back like it's organic action. It's pretty wild. But I mean, volatility is opportunity, like I keep saying. So the way I'm going to play this is, say tomorrow the $2 holds, just like JFIN, I will be hesitant. I'll wait to see if it holds. If it doesn't, I won't load. If it regains it, it'll have to hold above for a while for me to want to load. But if it keeps bleeding under 2, my next load I will be waiting for would be 185. I'll try to get a bounce off 185. If that can't hold, a load off 175. So tomorrow, if it stays, 210, 220, I'm not loading that. I'm gonna wait for the 2. If it breaks underneath that, I'm looking for the 185. If it breaks underneath that, the 175. And I'm only using 3% or 2% risk, so you gotta put your stop loss in between these. For example, if the 175 can't hold, I'll look for the 150. It's a psychological barrier for a bounce. If that can't hold, gets hold, I mean, there might be a little support at 125 or from this at 130, but so 130, 125 maybe for a bounce, but just for a real quick bounce I'd get out of. It holds the 2. If I get into 180, I'm looking for the 2. If I get into 2, I'm looking for the 220. It's my first part. I see a lot of resistance. After that, I'm looking for 230, right? This one. Then I'm looking for 240. Then 250. Then 265. And then finally at 285 is my last price target. And I'd have unless you have a trailing sell order, I'd take profits to each one of these and then wait for it to hold or dump to the line below it to load again to protect myself from any downside. So that's how I play this. I'll be looking for the 185 load or the 175 load, and hopefully push it back up to 2 and where I'll sell it, or put my stop loss at 2 and see if it rises up to the 220. But yeah, this is how you play these things. I mean, look how obvious this is. I could tell you guys right here at 130, at 138, Lion Master will pump this hard, right? And then you could see, I mean, it went from $205 to $220. So that's 15 cents upside. I mean, that's easy money in an hour, and it's almost always happens. So it's worth paying attention to these things. So that's all I'm trying to show here.